I'm Killian Sheridan, and welcome to the Sheriff Show with Lewis Capaldi. Killian Sheridan, and welcome to the Sheriff Show with Lewis Capaldi. Welcome to the Sheriff Show. I had to check the name there. I'm Killian Sheridan, and welcome to the Sheriff Show with Lewis Capaldi, who unfortunately got stuck down in London, I think. He texted me there, if you can see. It's just to say, I forgot actually how the opening was there after such a long hiatus, would we say?
Yeah.
There was a lot of clamour. A lot of people. It's actually only since I stopped doing it, I realised how many people actually listen and watch it. I was like, when's the next episode? Like addicts asking me. Not in person, of course, or online.
DMs.
Yeah. No, that's a lie. A few people in person were like, when's the next episode? So I was like, right, let's get them done.
Yeah.
So I was saying beforehand, I think it's been about 2 months since my last podcast. Bless me, Father, for... It's been 2 months since my last podcast. Yeah. What's happened since then?
It doesn't really feel that long.
Well, because I went to your Funny Bunch show.
Yeah.
At Blackfriars.
Yeah.
Which is on again this Sunday.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Will this be out before Sunday?
That's up to you, I suppose.
So either get along to the Funny Bunch at Blackfriars this Sunday.
Yes.
Or the Funny Bunch was brilliant.
Thank you very much.
The other night there.
Thank you.
Anyone who didn't make it, make sure you get to the next one.
I appreciate you coming, mate. I feel like that is the final... Right up until this moment, I've always had the vibe from you that you're like, this guy's a fucking maniac and I don't know if he's funny. And then you came to see me do stand-up and I feel like you're like, all right.
Oh, you? Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you were saying about me. He said that like it was me. No.
I knew what you were on about, Darren.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I do think you're a maniac.
I was trying to think, what did I do that seemed like a maniac at the thing?
No.
Anyway, so okay, I get you now. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I actually saw it's not all talk. It's actual
Yeah.
a performer. A professional performer.
Big Papa Pump.
Big, yeah.
Ah.
I mean, oh, yeah, nice one.
Every time.
Nice one.
No,
Nice
but I do
one.
appreciate you coming, mate. That was nice.
Yeah.
Darren, you
Thanks.
need to go and get that elbow seen to, mate.
Also, the muscles don't really have anything to do with performing or
I just feel nice, mate.
pumped up. Nice. Yeah, no, it was very good. I enjoyed it.
Cheers.
So did Aidan.
Yes. I've got on top of having a best friend, I've also got another best friend, Aidan McGeady. He was there. And he said to me actually after it, I want you to be my agent because what I seen you do on that stage was unbelievable.
Yeah, the way you dealt with the heckler. It wasn't even a heckler, it was just
Drunk. Yeah.
A drunk.
What a pester.
Yeah. It was a bit kind of, it does kill the mood like for a minute or two, but
Yeah.
you got it back. Clawed it back.
I had to end it because it was just, she heckled 10 times or something. It was insane, but it is what it is. Most of my gigs are like that, to be honest.
Can't wait for the next one.
If you're coming...
What if I turn up steaming drunk, shouting?
I would ditch you like that, mate.
That might be funny.
I'd ditch you like that. Without hesitation, man, like that. I thought you did a podcast together. Get him to fuck.
No, I'll be shouting, this is part of the show. Don't believe him. Don't believe him. This is part of the show. What have you been up to then?
It does feel weird that we haven't been doing the podcast. I've been doing my own podcast, Straight White Whale. So I've just been gigging and running nights and running comedy nights and stuff. But apart from that, just
He's talking shit. He's been ripping it up a storm on TikTok.
Yeah?
Aye. I've been enjoying TikTok.
I've been, because I don't post anything on it, I don't go on it.
Yeah.
So Phil, I fucked it up. I was going to, as Craig David would say, fill me in.
Will you fill me in? Is that Craig David?
Yeah, presume so.
3, 2, 1. When the crowd say yo,
Bo. Oh. Yo.
I was just kind of bored, and I just started making TikToks, and very addictive, by the way.
But has it been blowing up?
Yeah. I said to
I
Paul
need to go and look at it.
I said to Paul before the podcast, I checked, you know how you can check in the last 30 days or something?
Yeah.
How many views you've had? I've had not that far off 1 million.
Nice.
And it's just be making funny TikToks.
Like, have you been doing loads of them or just like a few good ones?
One a day. I've had a couple of ones that have went really big.
Yeah.
And then every other one has went really well.
Nice.
But
has the followers count went up as well?
yeah.
Yeah, nice one.
And Paul said there's been more views in my podcast and stuff. So when we start this back up, there might be a wee jump. I don't know.
Nice one.
You should start getting clips more on TikTok, and
I know, but
I'll reclip it. No, I won't reclip it.
let's not run before we walk, because
Yeah. I'll revine it.
I've managed to get myself back in the studio. That's the first thing.
But I'm really famous now, so you need to...
That's true. I should capitalise on it.
Yeah.
Cash in on that.
Yeah.
Especially since we lost Manscaped. Well, now I've kicked them out because I don't think I was getting paid off them.
You've not been paid?
As apparent, I don't think so.
No.
I don't know if they're waiting for me to send them some sort of an invoice, but
You should send it.
I mean, how do you send an invoice?
You just fucking email the guy.
Email them saying, "Where's my money?"
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be an official like
How do I go?
Invoice.
Well, you just say, how do I go about getting paid?
Might do it. Should do that.
Yeah.
If the taxman's listening, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, just here, just put it through my account. Fuck the tax, man.
Yeah, so no more Manscaped. I mean, continue to use it.
Yeah.
I'll still use it. I'll still endorse it, and I'll still push it on to people. In fact, people can probably still use code Sheriff Show. I don't know, but just know I don't think I'm getting anything off that.
What a terrible sponsor.
Although I felt like ads, as good as they were, the ad might have been holding back on the YouTube revenue stream. I think that's must be why the videos kept getting flagged.
Because
It
you
has
get a
to be.
paid ad on it.
Would that be? No, I thought it was because it's the whole balls thing.
It might well be.
Someone mentioned that after the last one. That it was because of what I said in that they might have flagged that
Right.
up.
And that's a good shout, actually.
Because I remember going through then the episode and be like, there isn't really anything there that I said that could be deemed to flag up a video.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we'll know after this one.
Yeah.
As long as you don't talk about... No, I didn't even want to say it. I'm not even going to tempt fate by saying anything that could get it flagged.
Yeah. The C word.
It'll probably slip out a few times. That wouldn't stop. It would it?
Yeah.
It does, Okay, so there'll be no C words. There'll be no... Could try just a complete clean one sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Like blurring the words out, or just not using a swear word.
Is this your way of telling me to not swear?
No, I swear as well on it.
Yeah.
I swear more than you.
I'll bleep that.
Hmm?
I'll bleep that B word there.
What was
B
it?
word?
Balls.
Balls. No, balls.
Ah.
Okay.
I'll need to bleep it
I'm a
twice
footballer.
How have you been? Have you missed me?
Yeah. Since, well, those 2 months since we done the last episode, it has probably been about a month since I did see you, so we broke it up nicely. There was the odd messages here and there. I feel like my voice is there's a little bit of a bunged up sound to it. I like it.
Do you feel rough?
No, I just felt like maybe caught a little bit of a bug that was going around there.
Yeah.
I won't use the C word. Definitely wasn't that. But what I did do, you'll appreciate this, because this would be something that I'd say you've possibly done. I am under the advice and counsel of Jodie. She was like, here, do this, and it'll blast it out of you. So I took 15 vitamin C tablets all at once and ate a clove of garlic. And it sat me down on the toilet for a good 15 minutes.
Wow.
And just completely emptied me out. And after it, I felt like washed out. New man.
That sounds very specific. Is this a detox that people do?
She must have saw it somewhere, yeah.
Yeah. 15 is a lot.
15 was a lot, yeah.
What was it? Tell me again.
15 vitamin C tablets.
Fucking hell. Can you OD on vitamin C?
No, I googled it.
Yeah.
Have you got that in your Google history as well, Dan?
I mean, I know that it's recommended to eat tangerines and stuff when you've got the cold, but 15 is pretty hardcore.
Like oranges aren't even the highest vitamin C fruit.
Is it not?
No, I think kiwis are.
Oh.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'll be Googling that later. The clove of garlic, did you swallow it whole or did you chew
I
it?
chewed it.
Oh, rough.
Have you had it swallowing it?
Yes. I used to get a clove of garlic, chop it into 4 and take a mouthful like it was vitamins.
Why not chew it?
It's just a bit rough for me.
Okay, yeah. Do you like garlicky food?
Yeah.
It was funny after, like I had a few bits of toast after it, and all I could taste was garlic, and it was just buttered toast.
Yeah.
And I was eating. I was like, this just tasted garlic toast.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. Garlic bread. It was fucking garlic bread, wasn't it?
Yeah. The working man's garlic bread.
Now that I think about it, yeah. Yeah, man. Fucking organic garlic bread. Taking it back to the roots. I was going to say taking it back like the cavemen, but they wouldn't have had toasters. See, I saw that reminds me of something else. Did you see the aliens that just got discovered in Mexico?
Yes. Yes, we did.
Do you believe it's real?
I want to believe.
Because I have my take on it is the aliens look exactly how you would picture how aliens are always pictured in films. And I just don't think if aliens are real and they haven't been seen before, then people will be like, oh, they have been seen before. But I mean, it's some guess for people to predict what aliens look like. Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm trying to say there?
It's very Men in Black.
Yeah.
It looks like the wee aliens for Men in Black. But
it looks like if you were to argue that it's not real, I would say the aliens look exactly like they've been made to look like in films and television. When if it's an alien, by definition, it's something that you've no idea what it is. You don't know what it looks like.
I would agree that's very suspicious. Very.
Plus the fact that it was 2 fat Mexican guys opening it up in a fucking shoebox. I don't think that helped.
No, they say that's where you should store aliens. In shoeboxes.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with being Mexican, by the way. That sounded
fat.
like... Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. That is true.
Well, unless it's unhealthy. Let's not get into that. That could strike. That could get a strike. That won't.
Yeah.
Fat shaming.
I need some vitamin C and garlic now.
See the TikTok, not the TikTok, my vaping crusade has paid off again. Another government's following.
What happened to you?
The government are going to ban vapes, or they want to ban vapes here.
Disposable vapes. Single-use disposable vapes.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know that. Suppose it's a start. Although that would probably cut out 75% of vape, more, let's say 90%. I was driving up into training this morning and was behind a car, and every 10 minutes on the motorway, I could just see a big puff of smoke come out the window. And it was almost like a car smoking. It looked so weird. And as I went past it, it's like this fucking middle-aged guy dressed in like a suit, obviously an office job or whatever, just fucking puffing on this little vape. Just looks ridiculous.
Yeah. Do you know any football players that vape? Don't grass them in.
No. I don't think vaping's that big of a thing. Cocaine, on the other hand, no, I'm joking.
We all know that.
Nah. Vaping? Like, no, because like smoking doesn't matter. But vaping, not really. I mean, guys probably would do it on a night out or something, but they're not getting into their cars and then getting on the vapes.
Yeah. Driving to training with a vape?
No.
I'm a casual vapor. Like on a night out, but they really, I can understand why a football player wouldn't do it, because see, when you smoke a vape, it really fucks with your chest, by the way, man. Like, really does.
I've done it, like, I've had them a few times just for a laugh. Not just for a laugh, but like, not because I'm wanting to go and, I'm dying to have a vape. Just because if one's there, or Jody likes them now and again, and I'll have a little puff. And then sometimes if I have if I have more than, let's say, 10, would you call it a drag? Would you drag a vape?
Aye.
If you had 10 drags of it, the next day, like, I could feel in my throat being sore.
Yeah.
And just pop 15 vitamin C tablets.
Aye. Imagine that, a garlic flavoured vape.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Sign me up. Promote it as a health vape.
Yeah.
Hey, that could be the fucking way around it.
Health vapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're getting close to bringing back smoking.
Is that the goal?
Which is the only way to defeat the vapes.
Yeah.
Bring back fags. In a responsible manner. So I've gone over the Mexican aliens.
What do you think about them?
Me?
Yeah.
About what?
The aliens? Do you think they're a load of shit?
Yeah, no, that's what I meant by they looked too much like...
So why do you think this is happening then? Because we're getting a lot of alien chat.
You're right, there is a lot of alien stuff coming out, all these classified files. But then here, what to believe now? There's no shock value to anything anymore.
Nah, that's true. That's true.
That was my ankle again? There. No, that was my ankle.
Oh, what's
yeah, I just cracked it there. See, on the train coming down there must have been about 20 people got on the wrong train at Stirling. All got on, and I could hear a few of them asking, "Is this going to Edinburgh?" I was like, "No, Glasgow." And then the train, just as she realised, the train could hear the beeping doors closing and took off.
Do you think that one of the most embarrassing things that can ever happen to a human being in life is running for a train and just missing it?
Yes, I knew exactly where you were going with that. It's happened to me. And then what do you do with the doors? How do you play it off as being cool? Like, touching it, do you get angry? Do you fucking... Happened to me in Perth there a while ago.
You need to just accept it, embrace it. Like that to the
people. Give a little reverse. The little by driver shouts.
Hi.
Bye passenger.
Yeah.
Bye passengers. I was on the train one day, and that happened. There was I think it was like a girl. Was it a girl? It was a girl. Was it an alien? No, it was a girl. And that happened. She'd press the thing and the doors weren't going. And these guys, there was a group of guys at one of the tables, and just as it starts taking off, they're just one of them looks at it and goes, "Bye, driver."
Genius.
It's so funny.
What was her reaction like?
Well, she couldn't hear them.
Ah,
It's
I
funny
seen a
for
girl.
me.
I seen a girl one time. I used to every day my work commute on the train. I seen a girl one time running down and the doors were bleeping. She threw her handbag and
Yeah.
it just went in the door
In through.
and it shut. And she just went and put her hands on her head. It's like, what were you thinking was going to fucking happen there?
Yeah, she didn't think that through. Women, huh? Need to get an actual. Probably should get a woman guest, a female guest on,
yeah.
so we're not deemed as too sexist.
Have we not had a lady on yet?
Don't think so. Don't know. I said don't think so. I know 100% no.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be the next thing.
That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
A few have turned it down
Do you blame them?
in a polite way. Well, no. I've got a good few notes here. Would you like? I was thinking about common mistakes you make in day-to-day English language. You know, like little. You've probably been done before 1,000 times, but like little sayings that you use every day, but you're actually saying the wrong thing. So, like, for example, play it by ear, whereas a lot of times people would say play it by year, or whet your appetite instead of, just in case there's people listening or watching that are still using the incorrect terms. Whet your appetite, W-H-E-T is wet, not W-E-T. And then the final one, did you know that?
No.
Did you know that?
No.
Oh, sorry. So the saying is whet your appetite, not wet your appetite.
Right.
And then did you know the first one? Play it by ear.
Is play it by ear
No,
the
it's,
right one?
no, it's play it by ear. The
How
saying,
do you
the saying everyone thinks it is. Everyone thinks it's play it by year. Oh, we'll see, and we'll play it by year, but it's actually play it by ear.
I knew that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that
okay. Sorry.
It's because of the Irish accent.
Sorry.
Sounds like you're saying the same thing twice to me, Darren. Like,
Cut
so
that.
what's whet your appetite? What's the reference there? W-H-E-T.
So I think whet means like entice. Does it? Or like to...
Let's find out.
Paul's Googling it. W-H-E-T. I never
thought
even knew that was a
I
fucking
thought
word.
it was wet your appetite because your mouth waters.
No.
Right.
Whet. What's the dictionary saying?
Whet, sharpen the blade of a tool or weapon. She took out her dagger and began to whet the blade. So
Well, I was way off. on
No,
my
but it's like a thing that, but it's also a noun. So that's the verb, but it's a noun. A thing that stipulates the appetite or desire. He swallowed his 24 oysters as a whet.
Oh, I swallowed my 15 vitamin C tablets as a whet.
Aye. And the tongue
And-
would be the dagger.
Here's one that I'm going to say you definitely don't know this one. So if you, the saying when people are saying, oh, well, if you think that, if that's what you think, then you've got another thing coming. That's not the saying. The saying is, well, if you think that, you've got another think coming.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a good one to know. Could pull
Another
up.
think.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
because I think the whole idea of it is you think that the walls are green, but you should actually think something else. I think that's how it's...
Be honest, are you
works.
making that up?
No, that's true.
That is crazy, because I've heard that in movies. Like, you've got another thing
I've
coming.
got another thing coming. No,
Yeah.
I think it's like kind of almost changed to that because so many people use it
You've
wrong.
just got it spot on. I was just going to say, well, I was going to ask the question before I read this, like, how long before that actually changes? Because if the majority of the population use it as like, I'm going to whet my appetite, as in, like, then surely that's the same. But anyway, you may have noticed that some people say the original, you have got another think coming, whereas in modern terms, the majority of people would say you have another thing coming, but both expressions are used to tell a person that they're wrong and should consider changing their mind.
Yeah. Well,
So
if
now
someone
both
says
of them
it,
have got
yeah,
the same sort of, because so many people get it wrong.
yeah. Well, I'm only accepting the correct version.
What would you say to somebody if they went, "Nah, Killian, listen, you've got another thing coming"?
I'd happily say, do you know it's actually think?
I beg to differ.
Well, if you think it's,
I mean,
think,
that's all
you've
I
got
have.
another thing coming.
That's all I have. I don't know if you know of any other more examples.
Mate, I can't string a fucking sentence together, mate. Everything I say is wrong.
You should use that as your joke.
Yeah. I say film.
Fulham,
Yeah.
What's the
Fulm.
other one? Medium.
Medium.
Oh, this is shouted there a bit. This is something that I picked up on, and it was before when we were talking about you saying Fulham, and I couldn't think of. There's a thing Glasgow people say, aka Glaswegians, and it's when you're saying like hour. A lot of the times you say it with a W. It sounds like you've got a W in front of it, and it's like wower, or it's not as strong as that, but it's a really subtle thing a lot of Glasgow people do. You obviously won't be aware of it, but sorry, I don't know if even people watching or listening won't even.
Hour.
No, but hour, but you would, a lot of the time you will say, yeah, like, why don't you can do that over at our house, but you'll say it with like a slight W in front of the
Yeah.
hour. Our house.
Hour.
Or is that almost like you merge
Yeah. I thought you meant
we and the hour into wower. It's not as strong as that. I'm butchering it.
I've found the 13 commonly misused English phrases. So these are the 13 most commonly. I don't know if we want to maybe say 5 of these or whatever. We don't need to do all 13.
Thank God, because you dug me out of a hole there.
no, but I thought he was talking about hour.
No, as in like-
HOUR.
What hour is it?
No.
Like,
No.
as in what then?
As in when you're talking about something that's yours, like our.
Oh, I would say hour.
Yeah.
I would say hour.
You wouldn't say
like,
OUR.
No, go down hour bit.
Yeah.
I'd say it like that. Almost like hour.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember. I've lost it again. I've
Right,
lost the
so
example
number
again.
one-
Sorry, yeah.
Is nip it in the butt. And they're saying that nipping it in the bud. I don't think that. I've never heard anybody say nip it in the butt. BUTT.
Well, back in the olden times, I used to hear it a lot.
No, it's surely.
Yeah, everyone says nip it in the
nip
bud.
it in the bud.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less means that you don't care about a chosen topic, but most people say I could care less. I've heard people say that. That annoys me actually. Oh, I could care less. It's like, that means you care about it a lot.
So what, people actually say I could care less?
Instead of that, I couldn't care less. I've heard people say that. You heard people say that? I could care less.
Yeah.
I actually don't think
Snobs.
I've ever heard someone say I could care less.
These are shout.
That's snobs.
So people, it's actually one and the same and not one and the same.
Yeah,
So people would say that's one and the same.
I probably would have thought that, but I would have thought everyone just kind of doesn't pronounce and properly.
Properly,
One
I'm
and
the
the
same.
same,
We'll do
yeah.
5 of these because they're shout, right?
I think I've got the best 3 so far.
Yeah, you have, definitely. For all intensive purposes, It's actually for all intents and purposes.
Okay.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, I probably
would-
would have thought it was.
What would you say,
All-
Don? Intensive purposes?
Yeah,
I would
for all intensive purposes.
I would have said the same.
I would have said for all intents purposes, I think,
Right.
without realizing what I was saying.
For all intensive purposes.
So, number 5. Say that again.
For all intensive purposes, I'm watching that film tonight.
Number 6 is a bugbear of mine, so we'll do 6. But number 5 is I'm giving you leadway versus I'm giving you leeway.
So people say leadway.
I've never heard that before. A load of nonsense. But number 6 is definitely a bugbear. People say espresso. I drink espresso instead of
Yeah, a lot of people.
espresso.
I say espresso.
Yeah.
You say espresso.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
say
I know.
advert?
Advert.
Right. Okay. I've heard loads of people say like advert.
I
adverts.
can't correct someone when they say espresso because I feel like too much of a tit to say it's espresso.
You ever heard somebody say to be specific instead of specific?
The best one is scapegoat. Do you ever search up escaped goats on Twitter?
Scapegoat.
And it's loads of people saying escaped goats when they mean to say scapegoat.
Scapegoat.
Yeah. It's funny. Try it sometime. Sorry, on X.
Yeah.
It was weird when you shared that Twitter link, X link. It actually always looks like someone sending you like a porn link, doesn't
Yeah.
it? It's weird.
Yep. I
I'm
thought
like,
that.
fucking, what's he sending me here?
Yeah. I know it's been a
It
month.
actually was a porn link.
I know it's been a month, but can you watch this?
It's just a wee alien in a box.
Hi.
Is that what it was?
No, I was asking him to retweet my gig for Sunday.
But man, no good enough. No want to retweet off me.
You're selfish.
I've got 20 followers as well.
Please retweet it though. I'm fucked. Please.
I can go on to the next topic
Yes.
if you'd wish, if you'd like.
Yeah.
And it's not really a topic. It was just an observation I made one day. And I've always wondered why or who, well, first, who are the people and why do they do it? The people that edit Wikipedias. And not in like a joking way where they're taking the piss out of someone or they'll change it for a laugh. But people who actually update Wikipedias. And what triggered my thought of that was I was looking up mine one day and I'd noticed like people had changed my status or like that I wasn't at Dundee or was let go from Dundee or stats and stuff like that. And I was looking, I was thinking, who does this? Does someone like... Because I don't think there's an actual... Because it's an open thing. It's not like Wikipedia goes out and does everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's people like me and you just going and doing it. Never thought of that.
Do you want me to say something?
Yeah.
I think you're there.
Yeah.
It's like the train spotters of the world.
Yes, this is what I was sort of going to... I was thinking it's sad
Okay.
people.
Sad people. I mean, no.
Shout out train spotters
Yeah.
and
lot
plane
of-
spotters.
Neurodiverse people. A lot of, rain. No, in fact, no. I'm not going to say that.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah. Is that
See what I
offensive?
said there?
I think maybe...
I don't mean to be offensive.
Like
Like,
it's a
I'm
disability, isn't it?
yeah,
Right.
sorry. I'm a stand-up comedian trying to make a joke. Please forgive me.
Did you
But
pick up on my
Rain
little
Man-
joke?
Hmm?
Did you pick up on my little joke?
What did you say?
Instead of saying Dustin Hoffman, I said like all the Dustin Hoffmen.
Sorry. It was a good joke.
Does it even make sense?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could have said the Rain Men.
I was just flapping there thinking I was going to get cancelled. I'm sorry. But
For what? I'm
For
joking.
what
Don't
we-
say
For
it.
saying
Don't
that
say
people-
it. Don't say it
For saying
again.
that people with autism are doing Wikipedia updates. That's not funny.
yeah, I
Let's
just,
start off.
I apologise.
Shout out to all the Wikipedia editors.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple. Oh, sorry, Darren, on you go.
I was just saying a lot of it is bots as well. Sorry,
Is it?
but yeah. Mm-hmm.
I produced a podcast
So
with a guy who, and I definitely seen this. I saw it. He was interviewing friend of the show, Cy Ferry, and he grabbed his stats and some stories about him off of Wikipedia that all turned out to be absolute nonsense, and they had to like reset the podcast because Cy was like, "If you just lifted all of that off of Wikipedia," the guy was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Aye, that's all nonsense."
really,
Yeah, I think it said he scored 100 goals for Peterhead or something, and the guy's like, "Aye, terrible."
one of my I don't want to give up the joke. Fuck it. On my Wikipedia, it says that I studied at Strathclyde University, and one of my friends years and years ago. So in my exams, I made up this word in like school exams, and I didn't know the answer to something, and I thought it was this thing. I said the word osmograph. I thought this was the correct answer, and afterwards I remember going out to my friend. I was like, "Oh yeah, that question there was the answer. Was it an osmograph?" And he was like, "The fuck is that?" And no one knew what it was, and I don't know where the word came from or anything. And so then I decided for the rest of my tests, exams, anything I didn't know, I'd put down osmograph, just for a laugh. And not that the correctors or markers would have got it. But anyway, so once I moved over to Celtic, then Jack, he edited my Wikipedia. He's not.
Yeah.
And he edited my Wikipedia to say I was at Strathclyde University and studied osmography. And then someone went on after and tried to edit that, thinking I'm going to correct that, and they said I've studied applied osmography. And then I think someone else changed that to something that was similar to, and it ended up being, I don't know, I could easily look it up now, but it ended up being like applied, maybe was it applied physiology or something like that? And I used to get reporters who would just go and look at my Wikipedia and ask me about studying in Strathclyde University. And remember I was over in Cyprus one time and a guy came up to me and he was like, "Oh, I saw you studied in Strathclyde. I studied there for a few years," asking me about the college or the university or whatever. And I just kind of went along with it for a little bit with him. But a lot of the time, if reporters ask me about it and they actually question me on it and they're like, "What's the deal with that?" Then I'm like, "Right, look, seeing as you're kind of doing a little bit of research, it's not true."
You tell
I'll
them.
say, yeah, I'm not don't want to make you look like a...
Do you think that's lazy journalism?
Well, the fact that they ask, they then go, a few I've went along with it, but then sometimes when the guy's like, "What's that all about? Like, is that something you done?" And then have to kind of go like, "Well, seeing as you asked, if you Google Cillian Sheridan and the word osmograph or osmography, or no, if you Google, I think osmography, I'm the only thing that comes up."
What did you think it meant? The word?
It was something to do. It was a geography exam, something to do with measuring. I think it was measuring wind speed or something like that. And I thought it was an osmograph. I would say it sounds convincing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to look. Is it here? Oh, I think it's gone.
Somebody edited it
I
out.
think it's gone. Someone was listening to this and straight away was onto it. That's quick. I can't see it. I think it's gone. R.I.P. to the osmography degree.
Let's re-edit it that tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I started off there kind of slagging the people who edits it, but we need them. I need them. Just bump up my stats a little bit and then we're laughing.
Aye.
You know you could do that yourself.
I've tried to change the photo of mine.
Right.
The photo I have on mine is when I was in Bulgaria and both of my hands are all plastered up. Because I went to the doctor over there one day. I had like two little warts on my fingers. And I went to the doctor over there in Bulgaria and I was like, is there a way I want to get rid of these? And he was like, yeah, sure, go, I'll book you into the hospital and you can go down. So whatever, next day I went in and they've like frozen, I think they freeze them off or burned them off by freeze or whatever. But the doctor then was like, oh, there might be one coming through there, and then basically done it to every finger. And both of my hands, it's pretty much like a controlled skin burns. So then like for about 2 weeks, I was having to go with big fucking bandaged up hands.
Was it sore?
I need to remember, I'll put the photo up. I'll send it to you after.
Yeah.
I just grabbed it.
Yeah. And it's, look.
Young there.
Yeah.
Was it sore? That looks
It
sore.
was sore, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to fucking change that photo on Wikipedia. And people did change it, but it ended up getting changed back. Because I think I asked them to change it to that funny photo on Instagram
Yeah.
where I've got all the fuzzy hair. And it kept getting changed back because I think they realised it was taking the piss. But I actually requested it.
Yeah.
So your move, Wikipedia. That guy, I didn't think I'd get so much out of Wikipedia there.
If you get Wikipedia done,
Yes, I do.
I'm going to look at it.
I've not looked on it in a long time.
All edited by the same person from the same IP address.
Aye. There's a picture of me with bandages on as well.
I was thinking on, I can't remember what game I was watching. I think it might have been, was it Liverpool-Chelsea? And it was 1-1. Did Liverpool and Chelsea play 1-1 or something? I think they did. It was 1-1. And I think the same weekend there was a game, I can't remember who was playing, but like say a mid-tabled Premier League team, and it was maybe 4-3 or 4-4, or it was a high-scoring, entertaining game. And I remember thinking, I'd rather watch the top teams draw 1-1 than watch an entertaining mid-tabled game. Would you?
Why would you do that?
I'd just prefer. I'd have more interest in watching two top 6 teams in the Premier League play than watching. If I was told, I won't say any names. If I was told 2 teams just above relegation, in between mid-table and relegation, were playing, and it was going to be 4-3, I'd choose to watch Liverpool and Chelsea draw 1-1, or Man United and Tottenham draw 1-1. I'd have more interest in watching those teams than the other ones.
Because the lower teams are rubbish.
No. I don't have any interest in because I don't support a team really.
Yeah.
So I'm only interested in watching good players or good football.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Which doesn't probably equate to it having to be like, even if it was a 0-0, I'd probably still prefer to watch it.
Is it because you know who the players are? Because see, if I watch a team and,
Yeah.
I know who the players are, there's almost like a wee sort of, I quite like him.
Yeah.
So you'll get like a vested interest. But if you're watching like Fulham and you're like, sometimes I will look at Premier League games and I'm like, I don't know any of them. Like, I've never heard of any of them.
Although you barely know any Chelsea player at the minute.
That's true.
They're mental. But I think that's probably a big part of it, that you actually know the players. Not personally, but, you know.
Yeah.
You'd rather watch the 4-3 game.
No, I'm there with you. I mean, I don't know if I would rather it was nothing each.
0-0 or 4-4. 0-0 between Man City and Arsenal. Or 5-4 Crystal Palace beat Wolves.
Yeah, when you watch that, I'd watch the
The
0-0.
0-0.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it sounded a bit suspect, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I got there in the end.
This is why I think Wrexham's numbers do so well on TV, because there's a documentary and people kind of like care about the players. They know the players, know the manager.
Yes, but I feel like that's probably worn off Sunderland. Like, I don't think the people who would have been watching the Sunderland documentaries will still be interested in Sunderland, will they?
Yeah.
Did you watch Newcastle's one on
No.
Amazon? Not great. A little bit.
I'm going to watch season 2
Not
of
much.
Welcome to Wrexham though.
I didn't finish the first one.
It's because it's Hollywood with it. It's because it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah. And there's a bit of fun attached to it. The Sunderland thing is just...
Disney.
Yeah.
Marketing.
Yeah, the Sunderland was mostly giving an insight into the football club, like dressing room and stuff, whereas Wrexham is more the whole culture of the club and like English football, lower league football, all that kind of stuff. So I can see why people take more of an interest, like more of a personal interest into the Wrexham story.
Yeah.
You need to do like a Netflix documentary on Neil Warnock. Just follow him about and just, I don't know.
Watch him be racist. That was a joke. I could probably get sued
Big
for that.
allegation.
Yeah, that was just a joke. Sorry.
Just in case Neil Warnock.
Imagine playing that clip in court. That was just a joke. Sorry.
Before you actually will bleep out what you said, the very last word,
Yeah.
and then let people make up their own mind what you said.
Bleep out the sorry. No, I was kidding.
Here's a question for you. I think it's a very good question. Do you play music to match your mood, or do you play music to create your mood?
That's a good question.
It is, isn't it?
Do you want me to go first?
If you feel you're ready.
I would say to match my mood.
Okay.
But I can understand both sides. Like today, I was a wee
Do you
bit
know what?
tired. There you go.
It probably sounds like a good question, but really, I think a lot of people are probably both.
Yeah, but
Continue your answer, sorry.
well, today I woke up very tired, got a shower, and I stuck on the dance music, and that perked me up.
So that was to create your mood.
Yeah. But most of the time, it's to match, I would say.
Yeah.
What
Paul?
about you?
A bit of both, but like I was doing a Fringe show. I've not mentioned it on any other podcast, I don't think. What do you think, Darren? If I spoke about Got to the Fringe?
Hi.
Oh.
Just a wee bit. I've been moaning about it all month. But I had to get myself G'd up. I stuck some Slipknot on. Stuck the headphones, put it in full blast, and so to get yourself going, and then on the way home I listened to Moby to bring myself back down.
Okay. I would say I'm a match my mood. I don't think I'd need to listen to music to get pumped up. Or I think I could listen to like a quite relaxing song and still feel as motivated or as pumped up after it.
I heard somebody say in here on another podcast that I don't participate in, that the reason that mental health's so bad is because we all listen to sad music. I was just like, what?
The amount of times I don't listen to the lyrics in a song. I'll hear it, I'll listen to the song, and then I'll just end up thinking about stuff. And I won't take in what the lyrics are. I'll just take in like the tone of the voice or whatever and the cadence. And then I won't take on board what they're actually saying a lot of the time. Like if it might sound a sad song, but they could be singing about something joyful, but I won't be taking it in. So don't really I could listen to a sad song or what people would think is a sad song, and I'll be in the best mood ever. Because it might trigger me to think about something else.
Yeah.
Or there could be a time where I don't like a song, and then maybe I hear it live, or I hear it doing something that was a really good time, and then it'll remind me of a good time.
Yeah.
Which probably happens a lot.
Is hip hop not your thing though? That's your number one, kinda?
Nah, I'm more into dance music now, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
Why do you think I was into hip hop?
It's just because you've picked a couple of hip hop tunes for the podcast and intros and
It's hard
stuff.
to pick a dance song for the
Yeah.
intro bits.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, to get that specific intro.
Yeah.
Although Martin Solveig would have been a good one. I just came to say hello, and I'm Killian Sheridan. That was one of them. I don't even think I used it.
No.
Anyway,
Next week.
doesn't matter.
Good luck next time.
Hope you enjoy it, Ray.
Aye, Friday actually, sorry.
How long is that?
50.
50. That's a long one for the two of us.
Yeah.
3 of us today, really.
Mm-hmm.
I had loads of stuff on my phone. Note taking. Oh, TikTok. I'll do a TikTok video.
Yes.
I'll get back on the TikTok. Get you in it. I'm going to tag you in it.
Look him.
Cash in on it.
Yeah.
No point having friends if they can't do anything for you.
That's true.
If you can't benefit from your friends, what's the point in having them?
At least you're honest.
So I'm going to do, I think I'll go back to the old vegan recipe. And I might say that I don't take, as a vegan, I won't accept food from someone who's not a vegan. The waiter has to be vegan, because I just don't trust their hands, that they wash their hands. I don't know where their hands have been. They might have been touching food, meat, and then that can cross-contamination. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll say that, well, yeah, as a vegan, I could never go into a restaurant, and if I'm ordering the vegan option, I need to know the waiter is vegan. Or maybe it's not so much about the menu, the vegan options on the menu. It's more to do with the waiter. Maybe a bit too much.
Well, I think the joke is, or the thing is, it's, you know, you're judging the waiter. No, you should say, like, when I go into a restaurant, I have to ask the manager if he could get a
vegan waiter.
Yeah.
What's your biggest pet peeve? What's your biggest annoyance about eating out? And I'll say not getting a vegan waiter. And then you can be like, what?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So I'll start with saying, what's your biggest pet peeve?
What annoys you most? What's your pet peeve? Yeah,
What's your ick? That's the kind of
that
thing.
That could be. What's an ick about eating out? Would that work?
What's your biggest ick?
Yeah, okay, just leave it. Yeah, nice.
Right, okay. So what's your biggest ick?
Probably would be when I go to a restaurant and the waiter who's serving me isn't vegan. Because as a vegan, fuck it, you were supposed to be like, what? Yeah. Okay, so you said...
You're so unprofessional.
What's your biggest... What's your biggest ick? Okay, yeah.
Look who I'm trying to work with here. This is terrible.
My biggest ick would easily be...
Date again, sorry. I thought Darren was going to go, so I was on Darren now.
That's okay.
Let's go.
So what's your biggest...
For fuck's sake, man. Right, go Darren.
Great behind the scenes stuff here.
Yeah, people listening will be
BTS.
loving this, eh? So what's your biggest ick?
Easily, when I go out to a restaurant and the waiter or waitress isn't vegan.
Why?
Because I'm vegan, so I don't trust a meat eater. I mean, to be honest, how often they wash their hands, and I don't want any cross-contamination onto my vegan food. So that's why I needed to know that it's 100% vegan from the chef to the kitchen to me from the waiter. So I can't risk a meat eater contaminating that.
And you've always done this?
Yeah. might be. Yeah, it has a chance, I think.
You could get something out of that.
We'll get the meat eaters angry.
Why don't you say you have to get them to wear gloves?
Yeah.
So say the most part is I'll get a vegan waiter, and if I can't get a vegan waiter, they have to wear gloves.
I'll ask them to wear gloves. Okay. Nice.
Because they're disgusting.
Okay. So do you want to start again?
Yeah.
From your question? Okay.
Yeah.
Take 3.
So what is your biggest ick?
Definitely right now, it's when I go out for food to a restaurant and I need to have a vegan waiter.
Why?
Because as a vegan myself, I can't trust a meat eater to consistently be washing their hands, and I can't afford to have any cross-contamination of any sort of meat or animal products get onto my plate. So it's either the waiter has to be fully vegan, and if not, I'll have to push for them to put on some protective gloves. That should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah, that was good. Try not to giggle there. That was good.
Held it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Professional. That's why the BBC.
Mm-hmm. Do you know I've got Vaseline in my hair?
Really?
Yeah.
Instead of gel.
Because I don't have any gel, I only had Vaseline. So I just grabbed the Vaseline.
I wouldn't have known.
There's a wee tip for you.
I'm sure Glenn Louvens used to put Vaseline in his hair before games.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it would be very strong, sweat proof. Because he had kind of longish hair.
Yeah.
I've often thought about doing it, but never have.
Well, do it.
I meant to say at the very start of the episode to tell everyone to like, share and subscribe. Share the episodes. Get us going again.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty... Well, there's one thing that... I'll save that for the next one. That's pretty much it. And then the other stuff is stuff I had prepared but can't use. So I will say thank you everyone for listening and watching. Thanks to Manscaped for formally sponsoring. We had a good ride together. Come to an end. Darren, thanks for today. Paul, thanks for chiming in and being there. And Susie Dent on command. See you all next week where we'll have a guest. I promise.